And the goal is to bring you your next favorite band.
Sweet, that intro is my new favorite band. That's phenomenal. I'm so excited to be on.
Yeah. I heard a rumor that you might be able to play that song live today.
You heard correctly. Yes.
Excellent. So,
Good enough for rock.
I don't know when I rock out here on your next favorite band and show.
and listen, it's going to be everybody's favorite band. Like,
Phil, you weren't supposed to make me get all... God almighty,
but this
Phil.
is why we do it.
Like, seriously. I gotta gather myself. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Welcome to your next favorite band. That's both the show title and our promise to you. We here at Stereophilia Studio are tireless in our pursuit of finding incredible, genre-defiant artists who are either a hot up-and-coming band or a group that has been delivering for years but have flown under the radar.
Tonight, we have the return of the experiential, atmospheric Noir-tronica, Part 2, with Lia Menaker.
Each month, we will bring you live streams, audio podcasts, and perhaps even a live concert where you can listen to the stories and hear the music of artists personally curated by us based on what we feel will be worthy of your time. Be sure to subscribe and tune in to each episode because the possibilities are endless and you never know who will be
Your next favorite band.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Philip Reese, joined by two guest co-hosts for the start here. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Lia Menaker.
My name's Galen Deery, tuning in out here from Colorado.
Yes, we are.
Thanks so much for having us, Bill.
Yeah, absolutely. And you are listening to your next favorite band. This is awesome. We're going to get into how we ended up here, but Lia was on the show and Galen was the co-host. And the episode was actually from October 2nd. We're going to kind of recap things, but basically what happened was we hit a certain moment of that show where we realized we're going to have to bring Lia back on. Because what happened was we were going down such a very cool path of a very cool conversation. We just kind of let it happen. And we didn't actually get into Lia's story. So we're like, Lia, come back. And in fact, this is probably more valid to be part one. And then the other one is almost like a secondary chapter of just two musicians going down the path in the two of you and me just kind of being the guide and fly on the wall for the rest of the listeners. But thank you for coming back on, Lia.
Oh my God, thanks for having me. This was so fun the first time, and hopefully we won't get as depressing this time.
So listen, yeah, and again, we'll touch on that off the top. But here we're still in a moment where technically you're not a guest. Both of you are co-hosts, and we're just going to have our off the top of the show banter. And what I wanted to kind of touch on here off the top was, it's our birthday. We are 4 years old, technically, I think 2 days ago. But it's a 4-year anniversary of your next favorite band.
Amazing.
Dude.
Right?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to the show, to your next favorite band.
Yeah,
I think
Oh,
this
man.
should be like episode 220.
that's
Oh,
amazing.
can we just take a moment? Congratulations, Philip Reese. Congratulations. Thank you for representing independent artists and giving us a platform to stand and shine and express ourselves and tell our stories, share our music. You are our hero. 4 years is
Amen.
amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. That's lovely. Honestly, I just always like hearing the stories, and then it's become such an ease of going to kind of create a show. Like a lot of people have a podcast, and there's so many great musicians out there that I just kind of line them up and let them tell their story and, play some music and hopefully becomes people's next favorite band. So I actually owe it all to you all. Like, it's just a matter of providing that kind of like access point and platform. And it's been a lovely experience. Like, I just can't, I look forward to it all the time. It's a lot of work, but it's always something I just look forward to doing. So,
Amazing
Yeah.
to stick with it for for that long. It's hard to stick with anything for that long.
Well,
And also
it's
that intro is pretty badass.
you saw Galen's a part of it.
Yes.
And it's probably time. And it's funny, back in October when we chatted about that, because Galen, was able to see that he was on there. We were reminiscing about that moment where we did that piece of the interview. It's we did an episode, an opening that lasted for the first 100 episodes, and then we did this one, which was probably should have gone to the second 100 episodes, and then it's still going. But it's probably time to maybe give that an overhaul. So I do have something cooking for the opening, although it's still going to be that general kind of hopefully badassery. It is a little bit over the top, but I love it. And then it's always kind of neat to just bring in different clips and different kind of like the fun part is like those are all concert moments that I filmed. So those are all,
Nice.
original pieces that I've recorded. So that's kind of cool. But anyway, some new opening. That's a little bit of a teaser there. But I also I moved to another new spot, so I have a new kind of like backdrop here. This is the foundation of my basement. It's a 100-year-old home, and it's very cool. And we just had a space open up that I was like, I think I want to move the show there. It's in like a smaller room, so the sound's a little bit better. But then also, I thought that was kind of a cool backdrop.
Yeah.
I also have a new camera, new lights. I chipped my tooth since the last episode, so if you noticed that one, lots of cool stuff.
You've been up to a lot.
Yeah, yes, and this is all since our October 2nd episode. All of that's new too. So it's I thought I would point it out that in case people look at
Your tooth?
the two episodes back to back, that's why there's a lot of changes. And then for you, Leah, there's new pictures. You got some dynamite pictures out there from an awesome photo shoot. And some brand new music that's on the horizon. So it's
I'm psyched.
fun
Yeah.
to do.
What'd you say? Was the last thing you said?
Just new music that's on.
Oh,
the
yeah. I'm so psyched about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And Galen, you have vinyl that came out, and you went to
Ooh.
Japan for a while. Like, you've got lots of new journeys as well.
Yeah, it's been a totally insane year. It's way too much to divulge into, but yeah, we got a vinyl record out of my original album that came out in 2025, Essa. So that's cool. It's my first time appearing on vinyl, and man, spinning that thing for the first time was like, I definitely hit a benchmark in, a musical career. It was like, wow, like this is just,
Nice.
I was proud. I was proud to
Yeah,
represent
definitely.
that music.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Was
it is
Japan-
a great
Oh, go ahead.
album. I love that music. Sorry, Leah, go ahead.
I'll have to listen to that one.
Yep.
Japan, was that a music thing or like just a vacation or?
It's a long. No, it was not. I met a guy named Jack on Kauai back in January, and he was talking about this land project that he was doing on Japan, and I asked him to be a part of it, and we ended up building and restoring these 150-year-old structures and
What?
this old Japanese style kaminka, and constructing an eco village, and yeah, building the foundation of a sewer system and electric and carpentry, and yeah, just apocalypse
What?
prep.
What is your life? I feel like I need to like set up an interview with you. now.
Yeah, I'm going to need part 2 of Galen Deery, because we did a pretty cool interview through your buddies over there at that studio. But that had its format. We need to dive into this, like both the ability to kind of go with a flow, but also to kind of be dedicated to something like this is pretty awesome.
All blessed to the Most High. Spirit is good, and yeah, stay healthy, treat your body well, get enough rest, and everything else seems to fall into place.
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated.
Especially the musicians. Awesome. Let's see. This hydration break was brought to you by. We need sponsors. We need some sponsorships on this show.
By Liquid Death.
But yeah, Liquid Death would work. That would fit the branding, and for very much so. But I think we should get to the guest. And what we always do here is we play a song, and then we do a bio, and then we bring them on the show. So in this moment, Leah, you will convert from guest co-host, two guests.
Okay, I'll exit.
Yes, yeah. Just put something in front of your face, and then it's from But we were going to share this track and a stunning video that I can't wait to learn more about. The song is called "Stranger" by Lia Menaker.
I'm a stranger in my own skin. Oh, I'm a stranger. I'm a stranger. Da, 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 da. I'm a stranger in my own skin. Oh, I'm a stranger. I'm a stranger. Mr. Peace of Mind. The music, please, easy you and I. But somehow I find this pretty predicament every time. I'm a stranger in my own skin. Oh, I'm a stranger. I'm a stranger.
For the feelers, the seekers, and the sonically curious, Lia Menaker's music is where soulful pop meets moody elegance and emotional grit. Her voice, rich with raw emotion and echoes of soulful greats like Billie Holiday and Amy Winehouse, cuts through with a modern pop and R&B edge. It's this balance, along with the playful vocal loops and sonic experimentation, that continues to fascinate and guide her songwriting and producing. We'll bring this back up, and then we'll bring her on the show, even though she's already on.
Oh, I'm a stranger. I'm a stranger. Da, 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 da. I'm a stranger in my skin. I'm a stranger.
Welcome to the show for part 2.
Thank
Lia Menaker.
you. So good to be back. So fun watching this for the first time, and like, when did I release this? I feel like it's been like 8 years or so.
Yeah, wow.
Huh.
And it's just such a beautifully put together video too. Like, the aesthetic is great. These images of you combined with the dancers. I love the lyrical style. It makes me miss the show So You Think You Can Dance. Like, it's just such a wonderful.
I've collaborated with these two more times for their pieces since this.
Oh, wow.
Writing basically the score for one of their plays, and then it's kind of, they do these sci-fi dance plays which are amazing.
Oh my gosh.
And then most recently
I love just artists. I just love it.
Working with them is by far one of the coolest things I've ever gotten to do. Like, I'm always like, if you need another. And then they just did one called Chalk Outline Portal, which is like, it's hard to even explain. It's just like a journey of love and loss and all these amazing things. But yeah, writing for them, and it's been really, really cool to like write while I watch them dance. That one
Sure.
was my own song, but
Right.
yeah, working with them is amazing.
And is that the one that got turned into a film, or is that something else?
Yeah, so the one I wrote the score for,
Right.
which it was, I got so, I if anyone else wants a score, like, I would do that for the rest of my life. It was so fun. It was so cool to take
Yes, let's put this out there. We like to do
Right, into the
affirmations and put it out there.
But like, to take a lyric, like an idea, and just continue it for 6 minutes without worrying if it's like the listener who like is typically listening to a song they put on is gonna like it. It's like I can play with it more.
Sure.
And I got to watch them dance while I wrote it. And then they had someone film it live and turn it into this really, really cool film that you can watch on, I think, BroadwayWorld.com.
Oh, neat.
But yeah, the idea of that one subject was like post-apocalyptic world, and
Sure.
what if you had the option to take a drug where you could forget all of your memories.
Wow.
Would you? It kind of plays with. I wonder how they would describe it, but I feel like it kind of plays with. would a couple be able to like find their way back to each other and
Sure.
kind of like relive some of their relationship and whatever, and it kind of plays with that and like memories going and coming back and all of that, and I
Wow.
also play the doctor in it.
And what's
which
it
I
called?
basically Subject.
Okay.
And their Welcome to Campfire is their
Can we include a link in the notes to this episode to that?
yeah. Do I just send you
Yeah, like the Broadway World.
later?
I can search for it, but if you had it, it'd be,
I will. Yeah.
I would love to include that so people can check it out. But let's spin back to the song. So tell us about
Yes.
Stranger. Like, tell us about a little bit about the story there and maybe the inspirations around it.
Well, Stranger was the entry in not only production for me, so it's like pretty minimal. It's interesting to hear how,
Sure.
without getting too off topic, how I've grown, I guess, since then. But
Nothing's off topic here, as you know. we
right.
have a whole prior
Don't make me come back for a part 3. You guys, and
if
Galen
it's
will
all
be
this
in like
interesting, you can
Rome
come
or
back every
something.
week for all I care.
I was in Rome last month.
Stop it. Okay.
He's unbelievable.
Oh my god.
We got to see the stickers on your luggage.
Hilarious. So I wrote that when I was living in Atlanta. I had just met my now husband, so that must have been 9 years ago probably. And I was working for the CDC thinking
We were definitely going to get to
yes.
that. So I love that this
So
is
there's
all
your segue.
connected. Yeah.
And I was thinking like I'm gonna live this normal life, and like I had like pretty much stopped making music, and I was completely lost myself there. Like I just felt like I couldn't even work. Like I just was like, what am I doing here? I'm surrounded by scientists. This doesn't feel right. And so that song was like, I'm like a stranger to myself, and
Sure.
my whole experience in Atlanta was like that. And so that was probably the first song I think I ever produced. So yeah, that, and then I sent a message to those Welcome to Campfire, because I hadn't met Ingrid yet, but Tony I went to school with. We went to like this special art school, high school, and I hadn't really talked to him in a while, but I knew he was dancing, and I said, I would love for you guys to do like some kind of music video to this. And he was like, can I just kind of direct it? I was like, go for it. I don't even know what to do. And so they created that. And then, and then he found the guy to film it. And gosh, and I can't remember his name right now. It probably says it at the link, but he films for like National Geographic. He's just like, he's incredible. He's incredible, and very humble, and was so kind to do it for us. But that's Stranger.
Yeah. And Galen, you were grooving with it. What did you think of that?
Yeah, let me chime in here for a sec.
Yes.
The floor is yours.
First of all, that is awesome. I wish that I would have seen that when it came out. I would have been over the moon. I thought that first of all, the song, the minimalistic production is so, I'm super keen on that, and really like, don't like to say how far you've grown is amazing, but also like there's mastery and there's a lot of gold in that minimalistic like origins of first production, because it works, and what you did for yourself for that song, it sounds sonically great, and it's like so you. I love the close up on your face, and then the crossover to the choreography was like, I was like, no, what? This is what we're watching? I thought that was so good. And it was so clean. It was so clean, and the quality was beautiful, and their movements were so elegant, and it was kind of like this juxtaposition contrast of the song, like I'm a stranger to myself, but like there was this really beautiful choreography that's like, I don't know, it puts like this, it was a great experience. I was super into the song. I'm definitely gonna go download it myself. So
yay!
Yeah, that was awesome. More of that.
Very cool.
Thank you.
On the point about, go ahead, Galen. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Was there anything that you just experienced listening to that and watching that like you had like, oh man, if only this or if only that, or was that like the coolest thing that you walked away with was just like, this is the greatest?
at first, listening to it, well, watching it and listening to it, I felt two different things. Watching it, I was like, gosh, this was so fun to make. And like, I still love how it looks and like, and how it feels like how I wanted the song to feel. Listening to it, I was like, oh, I would have made some different choices and added some more things. And it still kept it minimal, but I feel like even just like a droney synth, or like I felt like there are things that I would have done now that I just didn't think of then. And some things that like some of that like delay of the lyric I felt like was a little heavy. I would have changed that. But I was able to get to a point where I stopped criticizing it pretty quickly. I was just like, this is cool that I did this and that
Yeah.
I grew from it. So yeah.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I was going to ask about the point that that you met your now husband in that moment where you were not doing music. So did you have to introduce him to the fact that you were also this ultra talented musician, or was that kind of part of your early?
It was definitely part of the early intro. I can't remember exactly when, but like
Mhm.
when we were dating, the poor guy, and I know you have push pull in there.
Yeah.
Push pull was written about like the guy I dated on OkCupid before I met him.
Sure.
So so he had to like listen to me play that at like all these shows, and like he's never been a
Classic.
jealous type. He didn't care. He was like, his loss, I don't care. But I'm just like still like pining over this guy singing this song.
I got to think that's
Not knowing
something
him.
for musicians quite a bit, is like you're pulling from these, universal kind of feelings, emotions, ups and downs
Yeah.
of life. And they're coming from experiences from the past. Like you're pulling it from these things, and then your current world
Bro.
has to reconcile that.
What is Galen's thought on that?
Bro. No, I mean, it's just the experience of writing about heartbreak and then singing the songs that people like forever. And it's the song that like was an ode to something that would put you through so much pain. So
Yeah.
like you're just singing these words about this person or this experience over and over and over again.
Hmm.
And it becomes a different story for everybody listening, but for you it changes because you grow with the song.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And it's definitely
Isn't
an
that kind of fun
enigma.
though? I find it fun, like push pull. I don't do it a lot now because I'm like, why are there not more chords in it? I'm bored of these same two chords. But when I do play it, it's so different, especially as like at 40. It's more like it's less angry because it's like it's more like I don't give a fuck. Like
Right, right, yeah.
there's like a different kind of sassiness to it, which is
Sure.
more fun
Too old for
than
this shit kind of thing
when
instead
I
of.
was like 32 and like I'm hate you and I'm mad at you and it
Right,
was
right,
like
right. A
so
little
aggressive.
angstier and a little bit more like, why can't you be a different person for me, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I find that change fun. I don't know
Yeah.
about you when you grow with the song.
I get it. I went through this gnarly heartbreak and I just had to sing all the songs and was kind of resentful, but at this point it's fine. I was just
Yeah.
relating to what
Sure.
Phil was saying. Yeah.
I think the other
Yeah.
thing is it's important for you to find, as an artist, you can't turn those things off. You need that for the creative process. So you
Yeah.
have to find partners, or at least supportive friends, that are going to not try and make that a jealous moment or try and talk you
Yeah.
away from those things. You have to still be able to kind of swim in those pools of where the genuine emotion is, I would have to think.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
So that's very cool. And we are, so that's a nice tease for, we're going to bring push pull in a little bit later, but I want to first of all get into the full story. When it comes to that
Yeah.
moment in the story, we'll play it, and plus that'll spread the music around a little bit more. But let's dive into, so this was the part where to kind of just recap the last episode for those of you who didn't see it or listen to it, go back and listen to it. But here's a quick kind of summary. You had just released the song "I'm Still Here," and then in the kind of off of the song, you had just kind of come through, and we're not going to get into it. I just kind of wanted to again almost tease it out. People can go listen to it, but basically. The where the song was inspired by, and in fact even almost like requested by this other person, it had gotten a little toxic, so you had to kind of create some safe healthy boundaries around that and release the
Mhm.
song for yourself rather than for this other person.
Mhm.
And so we talk all through that, which then led us down a lot of other conversations and paths. And it was somewhere around 29 minutes and 22 seconds. You got asked a question actually by Galen, and you said, I'd really like to spend some time answering that, but I know we have to get to other things. And I just said, go ahead and answer it however you want. Let's spend time on it. We're going to have you back for a second episode.
Yeah.
So it took us 29 minutes and 22 seconds of tangential banter that we realized was actually the meat of the episode, and we just let it happen. From there, we kind of just stayed conceptual. We talked about a bunch of other things we touched on.
Mhm.
Like you even then played that same song live. So that
Mhm.
episode has the recorded version and a beautiful live version, which is, I think, a little bit more charged with emotion because we were just coming
Mhm.
off of talking about the backstory.
Mhm.
And then we just touched on some other things. But from there, we then said, we got to do this. At this moment, normally, and this is even a little bit late because we all just love talking to each other. But at some point in our show, we pivot back to your early days. So that we always go
Mhm.
back to the beginning. And you were, I guess you grew up in northern New Jersey, and you were singing. I think this was your words. You were singing right away in the crib. So like you
Always
were
singing.
a
Mhm.
baby singing songs, and so I guess there might be a story there. Hopefully, there's something there you could share about the how
Yeah.
what your maybe family has shared with you as how musical you were from the very beginning.
My mom said that she said I would sing to myself, I am 16 going on 17 from The Sound of Music.
Right.
I loved musicals. I mean, I
Mhm.
grew up on musicals. That's like all I watched were like musical movies.
Sure.
When I was 6, I was like, I want to do a musical. When I was in elementary school, middle school, I knew I wanted to go to school for musical theater, which is
Yep.
what I did, the career I started before I decided I wanted to switch to more music. So I was always singing, and I think it's how I had like a healthy relationship with pain and emotion, like my whole adolescence and everything. Like I talk to my siblings sometimes and it's like, did we have different childhoods? Because I think I mean, there's other things that were very different between us all, but one big thing is I think, you know, having music or having a
Yeah.
art, something you can go to. So yeah, I was always singing. That's what I'm told at least.
Hmm. And even walking around the house, plunking on pianos and stuff, like kind of always trying to either play with melody or just
Mhm.
playing something that you had heard.
Yeah, I taught myself piano and um I always was self-conscious about playing it until like maybe 5 years ago, like for a long time because
Oh wow.
everyone would always say like you play like they could sense there was something different with how I played because
Mm.
like I did get lessons eventually, but
Hmm.
we had this like little upright piano in our house that no one knew how to play, and I was drawn to it, like,
Mm.
I just wanted to play it and make up little songs.
I
Yeah,
love there's this I've heard it sporadically throughout there. It's almost like this past life draw to the aesthetic of an instrument. Like so, a lot of
Mm,
times it's drummers. Drummers are like, I don't know, it just looked cool. I wanted to bang on it. It's like same thing
yeah,
here. Like you just saw this piano. No one's in the house is playing it, but you're drawn to this thing aesthetically. It just to
right.
me means like some sort of past life is calling you to just play that
Love
instrument.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It,
that's
it's just
cool.
something that's come up in certain episodes where it's just like there's something else at play there. There just has to be.
I believe that, yeah.
And then yeah, so
Yeah,
let's stay down this path of musicals. So
sure.
like you mentioned a special high school that you went to for that. So
Yeah.
or school, somewhere in there you went and actually kind of dove in like to the deep end on it.
Yeah, it's actually ends up not being that exciting of a story. I went to it for 1 year, which is where I met Tony from Welcome to Campfire and a bunch of
Hmm.
other people, but it was I think the first or second year they had started it. It was like a arts high school within another school,
Hmm.
and even though it was called I don't remember, some kind of arts high school, the performing arts, it didn't have singing, and it had acting, but it felt like dancing was the main thing, and
Sure.
it was also had other things about it that just didn't like it wasn't giving me what I needed, and I felt
Yeah.
like I was also not getting a great education, so I left and went to my normal high school after that. Um, but yeah.
That's still interesting.
Yeah, it was a part of my journey.
Yeah, that's part of the journey.
Mhm.
Ultimately, then though, go to Penn State for acting or theater or whatever.
Musical theater. Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So tell us about that time frame. What kind of like
Oh my God.
tickling the
Yeah.
ivories in those days?
Little Leah at college.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's conservatory style program. A lot of people that went there with me or have gone there or go there have been on Broadway and pursued all that. In fact, I'm doing a show with a couple people I went to school with from the program in New York for on the day of my album release. One is in Wicked, and he is also in a band, and he's going to be playing. And then another friend of mine is going to be playing too. So I still keep in touch with them, but yeah, it was. I really wanted to be on Broadway. I was like, it was like an unhealthy dead set. Like that's what I want to do. And what else can I say about it?
Well, I guess
After
this might help you there. I
yeah,
also know that this is something I did my research. You weren't gigging a lot of your own music, so like where did
not at
that
all.
start to?
Yeah.
Yeah, like where did that start to play a role more so than just?
Well, yeah. So that was so okay. At that time, there were probably some people doing it, but I don't feel like, or at least I didn't think you could really do that.
Mm,
Like it was what I graduated in 2008, so probably like 2004, 2005. I didn't feel like people were like out being like, I'm gonna make a living doing music.
yeah.
It wasn't like a thing yet, or just starting to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I just like my emotion, all I could do when I was feeling emotions was just sit and write. So that's what I did a lot of at school. And if I really am honest with myself, I like wanted people to think of me as like the songwriter girl. Like I was always like a songwriter, I think. And I think that's what excited the creative process that I couldn't do in musical theater is like you can do, but most often you are within someone else's vision, cast in something that is partly because of talent, but partly because of a vision and how you look and what you fit into. And there's this like thing you have to put on in this world you have to live in. And I wanted to like share my own world, and my own perspective,
Mm-hmm.
which, you can do through theater and all, but it's just a different thing. And so I felt like I would always do the thing and then at night go into one of the practice rooms and like write this heartbreak song about this guy that I was like, wish I was dating or something. And then I would like, anytime we would share something at like a party or something, like I would want to share my song. Like I would
Sure.
want to, I think I even took a songwriting class from one of the like musical theater composer, like it was like what is it called when you can make your own class. And then when I graduated, I did musical theater. Like I still didn't think
Yeah.
music,
Yeah,
but I was still writing.
You're part of the union, right? You have a equity
I
card?
was when COVID happened. I was like, for multiple reasons. I was like, I'm not gonna pay dues when there's no shows, and also I wasn't really getting work. I was like half in it. I was just like, and I was feeling myself pursue music more. So I was like, this doesn't make sense.
Sure.
Actually, I put it on pause, and then I just never went back.
Unpause.
Yeah, I was like, no. And when I graduated, I did like a couple tours. I went to New York, did whatever, did the musical theater thing, and was just writing on the side, and we're putting it on YouTube. Like you can find a couple of mine on YouTube, it's like super angsty, whatever. And then it wasn't until I moved to Colorado for well, I mean, I recorded a couple songs with, actually, this is kind of cool. Kind of a tangent, but kind of not.
No, I
One
love
of
it because I actually had something here. I wonder if it's exactly what you're about to tell.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
So
I have it written down so we can prove this.
Okay.
Yeah.
September, mid-July, I'll be releasing my technically second single, because I'm Still Here is on the album too. And then the third single will be in September, and it's the collaboration I did with a buddy of mine in LA, Rich DeSico, who's an amazing producer and drummer and whatever. And we have worked together since the first two songs I ever recorded when he lived in New York. He went to the same high school as me, by the way, but was a lot older, so I didn't see him there. So we grew up in the same town. But we're collaborating on this song for this new album. I've done a couple vocal stuff on his stuff in the past, but he recorded these 2 songs for me that are on Animal Behavior, which came out in 2015.
Mm.
And when that album came out, the first 2 songs that I recorded with him had been sitting around for like 5 years. I mean, he and I did that song like even before like 2010. It was like forever ago. Between the Bars and I don't even remember which the other one was. But maybe Anyway. And then in Colorado, so now fast forward, it's Colorado 2015. I am going to school for public health.
Yep.
And I think I was like, before I even graduated and went to CDC, I felt I miss music. And I have all these songs. I've never recorded them. And I'm just going to go record them. And so I recorded them with this local guy. And I was like, I don't know what I want on them. And he was like, how about a mandolin? I was like, great. Let's just piano. Like there's like no thought really to anything on it. Which is why like I'm not as proud of that. But yeah, like you know, you grow and it's like my voice even sounds like more Joni Mitchell. Like it's like baby Lia finding her voice.
Sure.
But that's when I recorded those songs and had my first album. And then from there I gigged out a little bit. I mean, not a whole lot, a couple open mics, whatever. I still didn't think this is my thing. I even did like a musical theater show. Like I still was kind of in that world a little bit while I was in Colorado. And then I graduated. This is the long story. Sorry. Then I graduated.
Don't worry, we're going to loop back to because it wasn't the same point I wanted to touch on, but go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then I got my master's and from Colorado, went to work at the CDC, and then was like, fuck this. I want to tour around and make music.
Yeah.
So that's the journey, basically.
Yeah. Galen, I don't know. You seemed like you might have wanted to just speak on something that she was sharing in that arc of the story.
Oh, I mean, it's the inner rebel. It's the fuck the system. I'm going to do what I want to do. And you go in with spontaneous inspiration and joy, and creativity just flows so freely in that way. And ideas build on top of each other, mandolins, whatever instruments, whoever like you think of in a moment, or the producer thought of in a moment to include in this song or that song. It's just like, it flowed so easily. And that probably just like planted some kinds of, foundation for you to like be like, oh wow, maybe this could like be something, and just sustain your creative spirit.
Yeah. I mean, you record one thing and then you're like, oh, I gotta record something else. And then you get
Right.
you just get your toes wet. Yeah. So but then so leaving. So when I met my husband in Atlanta, I was working on Stranger and all these other new songs, and then I hadn't released them yet, but we decided we were going to move to Philly, and I was like, well, we have a couple months. Why don't I just quit my job and tour around the country alone for 2 months?
Well, so I had a quote there.
Yeah.
Because I don't write these things down. It's not my words. It's always what I'm doing in the research. It says, and again, remind you, this is 9 months ago I wrote this down.
Okay.
You felt dead inside and someone offered to book a tour. I must have pulled that from an interview somewhere where you said I felt dead inside.
I mean, yeah, I kind of can remember saying that. Yeah, I can't remember exactly how he found me, but I think he reached out to see if I would sing or I would play on someone else's tour that was coming through Atlanta. And so I said, yeah. And then he was like, by the way, if you ever want to book a tour, let me know. And that was when I was like, this is perfect. I'll leave my job and play around the country for 2 months. And I went everywhere. Not as much the South, but I went all the way to like the Pacific Northwest, through all of California. I mean, it's like just the most fun. And I love doing it alone because I got to just do whatever I wanted and meet so many cool people. And I never went back to play in California, but hopefully I will.
Yeah.
But anyway, that guy actually, funny enough, reached out to me 3 months ago. I hadn't talked to him I think we even had a falling out, but then I hadn't talked to him in 10 years. And he was like, hey, if you ever want to book a tour, let me know. I was like,
Probably
no, I'm
not.
okay.
Did you have something you want
And
to ask again?
Well, no, I have to chime in here and bow out and cheer you on your journey, Leah. And I can't wait to listen to your
thank
record
you.
when it comes out. I'm following you. I've been keeping up to date, and when it drops, I'll
Oh,
definitely spin it. Yeah, looking forward to it. And when is
yeah.
that New York show
Oh, October 5th
that's
at
coming up?
Sleepwalk. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
I
not for a
will.
while. It's not till October 5th.
Okay, I
I
will
think we
put
need to
that on my
bring together a
calendar.
Galen Deery, Lia Menaker show. Is I think what we need to
What?
do.
I
Oh.
know. Some looping, right?
Yeah.
Oh, say that. But I sending you both my love. Phil, it's great to see you. Leah, it's great to
Yeah. Great
connect
seeing you
again.
too.
Great to see you.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I'll connect with you guys another time. Thank you so
Sure.
much.
Thanks so
Yeah.
much, Galen.
Looking
See
forward to
y'all.
hearing some of your new stuff too.
See.
Bye
Bye bye.
now.
See you, Galen. Yeah, so super thanks to Galen for even facilitating being a part of this. It was so
I
important
love
to
it.
have him as the continued narrative here, but
I know.
we
Yeah,
knew he wasn't going to be able to stay on for the full episode. But super appreciate what he was able to do there.
for sure.
Let's pause for a moment on the CDC thing because you didn't like happen there accidentally. It's what you went to school for. So in
Yeah.
essence, it was a logical arc of that story of the public health Lia Menaker story,
Yeah.
but you realize it's just not the calling for you. But maybe spend a moment there of what it was like to work there, and just
Yeah.
kind of like the good work they do or whatever. Like maybe a commentary on that because I think a lot of people right now have a strange, bizarre, entitled perspective on these things through COVID. But
Yeah.
you were there pre-COVID, so like, what was it like there?
Yeah.
And like,
Also, I worked at the emergency preparedness and response, so like COVID specifically. So, but what
yeah.
were you gonna ask? Oh, you were gonna say
Oh,
something
just
else?
like in general, like to kind
Yeah.
of speak to that, because I'm sure there's aspects to it that are wonderful, and it was
Yeah.
for someone who was studying that probably is a great place to land, just not somebody
Yeah.
who wants to in their heart be a musician.
It was hard for me, to be honest, because of the way because I have ADHD. I and it shows up in a way that I've learned that like if it's not work that I'm like stimulated to do in a
Sure.
certain way, like
Mhm.
it's just hard for me to do it. And the environment, the CDC is huge, so like where I was is going to be completely different from another department.
Right.
But it had a staleness to it that is no one's fault except just like kind of a government building, a
Yeah.
government. It's just like how it is.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's very hard to like as a creative person to just it's emergency preparedness and response is a very military style,
Sure.
like in the sense that like a lot of people from the military end up there
Got it.
and are very nice and great at what they do, but it's like you only like respond to the person above you who responds to the person above you
Very
and
military then, yeah.
very military like very I'm somebody that wants to like wants the hands-on experience of like the people in front of me. And I mean you're in your tower talking to the people doing that and it's important, but it's like it's not the job for the people that want to get dirty doing the work because you're
Mhm.
kind of like
Mhm.
you're making the meetings. I mean, I had the amount of money I was like I mean I was partially in charge of. I was like assisting my boss, I'll say,
Yeah, yeah.
but like it was like basically my job is to make sure that people were doing with the money what they said they would do, but without any real ability to make them do it
Yeah,
because
yeah. There's
I didn't have that. Like I'm like this like
there was
CDC
no
fellow,
leverage
like
in the
right.
conversation. Like, did you do it?
So it was
No.
hard.
Well,
It was
shame
hard.
on you.
Yeah, I mean but it was
What if I say please?
right. I will say like there was I before I worked there, I was definitely someone that always heard like, oh, the government like working for the man and like
Mm-hmm.
and working there, I was like, these are people that are just like they care deeply about helping people. Like
Yeah.
that's what they are. Like, so I don't buy that anymore. You know, it's just
Mhm.
like real people, mostly real people that want to do their jobs well. But it was just a strange environment for me. Yeah.
But then, so now flipping it to where you go to music, somewhere in that next phase, whether it was on the tour or just somewhere around that time frame, you actually start to connect the dots that you're actually helping more people through music than you were going to be helping through the CDC job.
You did your research, yes. I did because the other thing when I worked at the CDC was it was very understaffed, and I was actually a fellow, so I was like not I'm like technically not a CDC employee, like I whatever, like because I'm hired through a different means, but I was definitely basically put in a role where I was basically a CDC employee. They were just understaffed, and I felt like a lot of things. While there is a lot that they do that is helpful and meaningful, there was a lot of patting ourselves on the back and like doing another
Mhm.
meeting because it just felt like so. Are we really need like it just felt like we're taking the long route to do the and I felt like I would do so little and feel guilty, and then people would be like, "Amazing work today." And I'm like,
Mm.
"Okay." It feels so weird. But then yeah,
That's
but
awesome.
then when I was on tour, getting to like really see like talk to people and have them feel like moved by a song or
Sure.
I'm not like changing that many lives there on tour just by playing my music, but like just like bringing joy and like connecting directly with people and just I just feel like I was making more use of myself
Mhm.
and my skills, and it was just like it wasn't even like I'm going to leave something and it makes no sense so I can do music. It was like I am gonna do something that just, like, makes more sense because I'm using more of
Yeah.
me and, like, actually people appreciate it.
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah.
No, it makes a lot of sense. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
scary in the moment and may sound counterintuitive somewhat because of the way society paints like a musician's lifestyle versus somebody who has a legit job and blah blah
Oh,
blah, like
yeah.
medical benefits and retirement plans and all that kind of stuff. You just wish that maybe the musician could make a living as being a musician.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So we had mentioned that we have this song. It's roughly from this time period called Push Pull. Another very cool video too. So like, let's play it a little bit and then I'll bring it down and we can talk over the top of it. You can share some more of the story behind it. So here, enjoy
Mhm.
Push Pull by Lia Menaker.
I'm thinking it's about time to toss the gloves and call you out. I'm gonna call you, so I will. I won't call you. I'm feeling like a fool with this push-pull. You find it free and feel the fire rolling down. Forget it faster than I'm falling. I know, I know, I know. Just forget it. I know.
So we did already touch on kind of like the undertone of it being this relationship and the fact that you would do some things a little differently now, but it's like I love this song when I listen to it. I mean,
Thank
it's
you.
such powerhouse vocals, but that kind of more swaggery, barroom piano that's going on. Like what I love, and I mentioned it in the first episode. Your styles for each song are very different, and I think that's such a nice thing. The diversity of what you bring in a catalog is just so cool because
Thank you.
yeah, you would worry. Like if you just hear, oh, former musical theater person, now musician, you might worry that the catalog is going to be all these like,
Musical pieces.
musical like or stuff. You have those songs by like Meatloaf or Celine Dion that sound like they could be. Every song is like the closer of Act One, and it's like. You can't be at that fevered pitch forever. But your catalog is nothing like that. Like you have moments where you're like, oh, that's definitely somebody who's musically theater trained, but it's beautiful and it works. And it's like, then you've got these other songs and just all these different genres and styles that I think it's awesome. It's a great thing to just kind of
Thank
like
you.
dive into.
Appreciate that.
And then obviously very dramatic videos too. And that's just, eye candy as well.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, there you are. Okay, I was like, what happened? This one, I can't. I don't know her last name. Artina Michelle. Did I put it in there in that description?
I'd have to check.
I should have come more prepared with all the names.
That's okay. Let me see if I can find it quick. Here we are.
Artina Michelle something.
Artina Michelle is all it says, and then
Oh,
co-starring Tristan Sample.
Yeah. So, Artina is like, she's incredible. She's done some really cool things. I was honored she did this. Found through Craigslist, I think.
Craigslist comes up a lot on this show.
Something
It's
like
pretty awesome.
really? That's
Yeah.
hilarious. I feel like that's kind of like a millennial thing. And Tristan, I think I met through like a songwriting thing we did years ago. He's an actor too, though. And I was like, do you want to come? Like, he lives in New York. I was like, do you want to come do a video? I'll pay for your like train ride in. So he's like, sure. Everyone's like, your husband didn't want to do it? I was like, no.
No.
He's like, no, thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
Tristan's great.
Very cool. And again, it's like
Thank
like
you.
you said, they're very well shot, and then the music itself is beautiful. So this is not a song you play out much anymore, and if you do, it's going to sound much different than this.
I mean, it's not that much different. I get so bored. It's like a lot of the same chords. I think I might have played it at Music Fest. Like I've played it a couple times, but I try to do like something different a little bit. But it's a lot of the same.
Yeah, sometimes Music Fest hits people with that 90-minute set, and they're like, I don't have 90. I got to go digging in my catalog.
Yeah.
That sometimes happens. I hear that from people. So it's you got to find either some covers or some older songs in the catalog that you haven't played in a while.
Oh yeah.
And the other thing I've heard about that sometimes is like, I wrote that song when I was like 16. I had to change the key because I can't hit those notes anymore.
Oh god.
I've heard that one before too. It's just funny stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's just the you're never going to turn down a nice long set like that. So it's like, I'll find a way to fill it. Don't worry about it. But,
Right.
But yeah, no,
90 minutes isn't bad. I sometimes I've had to do like 3 hours. And
Whoa.
that's my limit. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So there we are. Like now we've basically in your story journey, you've come back from that tour and you're moving to Philly. And now here we are more in this kind of setup and world. And so what happens when you get back to Philly and I don't mean back to Philly, that you land in Philly and you kind of now start this portion of that journey.
It was really hard. I think if I knew how hard it would be, I don't know. No, I still would have done it probably. But my husband had like a great job set. He grew up in Doylestown, so he like knew a lot of people. Like it just was more. He knew the city. Like it was just more familiar to him and a little easier, I think. But for me, it was like I was taking all these crappy jobs, like Ubering and whatever I could find. And still trying to find public health jobs. Like I still wasn't like convinced yet that I could like do it. I didn't think like music full time. I was like trying to gig a little bit, still going to open mics, but it wasn't my full time thing. But slowly, like I started teaching music, and that became I couldn't get a public health job. I would always like get one interview and then like not get it. And the public health jobs were like the same price or same pay as like teaching music. So I was like, why am I gonna? So I kind of just stopped, like eventually stopped applying. Over years though, I kind of tried for a while. And then I played at like senior homes and I taught and did all that. And then eventually I kind of picked up producing that was when Stranger came out with all the songs on there. I had Stranger, but I didn't have all the other ones. So I was like, over a time, I'd made a few, and then I like finished them and put them on that album. And then when I released that, I was like having so much fun producing, and then COVID hit right then. But I was like, I'm good just producing. I'm fine. Like I love performing live, but like as long as I'm creating and playing in some fashion, I was fine. So I did Twitch. I got
that's where the Kairos personality comes out.
Kairos, and the album was going to be called I Am Kairos, and then it was like so much trouble having people find it because I thought I did my research, but there was another Kairos, and then so I just was like, oh, no one's Lia Menaker, so let's go back to
I'll just be myself. And we did touch on that. We shared some videos of your looping on Twitch and stuff in that first episode.
Right.
we did also talk about the senior homes, but there was an element about that I wanted to loop back to,
Yeah.
because I hadn't yet interviewed this other person when we chatted. His name is Daniel Levitin, and he wrote a book called "This Is." He wrote a book called "This Is Your Brain on Music," and I read that a while ago. We actually had a separate
Oh.
interview about that. He's someone else who has come on twice. He wrote a more recent book called "I Heard There Was a Secret Chord: Music as Medicine," and he's a neuroscientist. And so the different portions of the book where they now have verifiable medical data and evidence that music
Cool.
is a healing modality,
That's
and one of
amazing.
them
Yeah.
is in memory care. And so,
Yeah.
like, your stories were that you were going to these, like, either Alzheimer's units or what have you, and that you would start playing in the room that was somewhat lower energy would be finished with people who were walking with more, confidence and singing along and telling stories from their youth.
Mhm.
And it's actually proofable, like that basically the
Yeah.
music can actually reconnect them to their prior memories, and they can actually remember
Yeah.
things. Maybe even people who became non-communicative would start talking just because
It's so
music was
cool.
on. It's the
It's
most
so cool.
fascinating, awesome stuff ever.
I really what I should have done was gone to school for music therapy, but
Mm.
because that stuff
Sure.
is so cool.
Yeah. But I was like, when I was kind of like familiarizing myself with all of the different aspects of your story, I was like, oh, I got to tell her about that book.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
either
I should
read the book,
check it out.
or if you don't, like, if you don't mind, like, watch the interview. He's a fascinating guy. Chat
Yeah.
about all these different things. Like, it even helps people with PTSD. It helps people with
Amazing.
who can't walk anymore because of either like MS or whatever. Suddenly they can start to walk. Like the power of music is like this unbelievable thing, and he does
Oh,
it. He
yeah.
tells these stories in a way that's very accessible, and I think it's a
I'd
really
love to
cool
hear it.
listen.
Yeah.
So that was a little my own personal plug, but it really tied into an aspect of your story.
Yeah.
It's quite
Thanks
fascinating.
for sharing.
And then the pandemic brings your Twitch looping escapades, which I found always like watching it was like a mad scientist in a laboratory, because you're like, oh, a little bit
Mhm.
of this and a little bit of that. And one question I had about that was like, the layering is so powerful. Like, how many layers do you put in there? Because some of it's instrumental, some of it's vocal, some of it's a beat, these different pieces to it. Like, do you know what the most you ever did or anything like that? Like, where does it become?
Oh, like on Twitch
Yeah,
specifically?
like just those moments where it's, because
Mm,
you're doing that in real time, like you are just creating in the moment for people.
yeah.
And I
Well,
just always
you
found it
yeah.
yeah, it was fascinating. It's like 6, 7, 8. Like, where does it become too cumbersome to even manage?
Yeah. I mean, I always do like some kind of drum percussive thing, and then
Right.
there's like I usually add a bass and some keys, and then a lead and a couple harmonies. I probably haven't had more than like 8 layers.
Mm,
Um, but I
that
don't
sounds like a
know.
lot. It sounds like it would
Does
be a lot.
it?
Just, I mean, like,
Yeah.
to keep track of. I mean, not sonically. Sonically, it sounds awesome, but it sounds
Yeah.
like if I'm you and I'm trying to say, okay, now I need to loop this one. Now I need to. It sounds like at some point I'd be like, there's too many going.
I don't know if I was like l- I don't know if I was like looping it, or if I was just I think most of the time, like some of them were loops, but some of them were just me recording it in Ableton.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can't remember now. It feels so long ago. But yeah, I don't know. So like
It
keeping
actually
track
is.
was
What is
really
that? Like
important.
5, 6 years ago now. It's actually a good spell away. Like, it feels like it was
Yeah.
yesterday, and then it feels like it was 27,000 years ago.
Downloading Streamlabs again for this, I was like, "Oh no." There you
Yeah.
are. Okay. I was like, "Oh my god," because I still had like the little bar at the bottom that was like total followers,
Yeah. Right.
goal, and like all my
Right.
But yeah, I actually stopped more because I had so many issues with my like setup. Every time it'd be like something messing up. I was like, I can't take this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it
Yeah, no,
was a fun
it's super
time.
fun to watch. People should check those out.
Yeah, thank you.
And again, like, just again, the creative, just watching a person do that in front of you is just very, very cool. But now pivoting, we have brand new music on the horizon. Like you said, some's already been released, some is on the horizon. Tell us more about what we've got kind of to look forward to.
Yeah, so I have a 10-track album coming out. So my first in over a decade since that last one that I
Mm.
talked about animal behavior, where I mean I had an EP in the middle there, but um And this is the album of like, I have put my time in. I feel like I know myself. I feel like I know my sound. I feel excited about,
Yeah.
I mean, just collaborations. This is the album where I'm like, I want to collaborate with all these people in some form. And so I'm Still Here, which came out last year, is going to be on the album. That's the only one out right now.
Got it.
And then I have These Dog Days coming
Yep.
out July, depending on when it gets back to me from the mastering. I'm
And we're gonna play
hoping.
that at the close. I
Thank
have,
you. Yeah.
yeah. We'll talk more about that closer to the end.
But that'll hopefully be July 16th because I'm playing a show then. So I'm like, oh, that'd be a good deadline.
For sure.
And then Feed Me, which is so These Dog Days is represents,
Which is not a cover from Little Shop of Horrors.
no, and it's also not The Dog Days Are Over.
No, right, yeah.
It's
Not a
not that
cover
one
of,
either.
Florence and the Machine.
Florence and the Machine.
Yeah.
But it is kind of representative of the fun retro soul pop side of the album and of my style. And Feed Me, which is my collaboration with Rich DeSico, who also recorded Push Pull that you played. I went to
nice.
LA and he recorded that in a studio with me. That collab with him comes out in September, and that represents the dark, more beat heavy, textured side of the album, a little bit more like Bjork or Tori Amos, maybe,
Sure.
for lack of a better comparison at the moment. So they're very two different worlds. I would say do a lot of the retro soul pop stuff now, but the Stranger album is a lot of kind of the darker stuff.
Right.
And so, yeah.
Which the funny part about that, just as you're talking, like, well, that's also musical theater. Whereas these, like, upbeat, like, then there's also the darker stuff. It's like, not that you're writing in a musical theater style, but the tone of these different kind of like opposite ends of the kind of like what you're bringing to the table somewhat is maybe baked in that foundation from what you grew up on.
Maybe without me even realizing it. Feed Me was cool because I started, I started writing it for a workshop I took that I probably mentioned it last session, the Tune Yards workshop I took.
Yes, you did.
And I couldn't think of, I was like, I'm just kind of stuck on this one. And my brain can only do so much with 10 songs. So like, let me reach out to Rich. And he created this badass like beat with like electronic drums and a bass line. And then that inspired the rest of the song. And I didn't know what it was going to be about.
Yeah.
The line was just feed me a truth to believe in, because the workshop session was like about fertile phrases, about using these phrases that just like evoke something to you. And that evoked something to me.
Yeah.
And it ended up being about the political, it's the only political song. It's not in your face political really, but if you really listen to the words, it's like feed me whatever truth I can take right now, and because I can't handle the rest. And it's just like, it's this like it's this like kind
desperation,
of like almost like aggressive, like, and I'm kind of, I love it obviously, but I'm excited to see it's a little different from anything I've done. And it was cool to hear, like, because Rich's voice is in there, so it's cool to hear to hear that come together. But so yeah, anyway, getting on a tangent. So those are the two singles that'll come out. And then October, the goal, I'm aiming for October 5th as the album release. And I'm excited. And if we have time to play this song,
that's what I was just gonna say. Yeah, if you want, I'll give you center stage and you can tell us all about this track.
Yeah, so this is How Has the Mailman Still Not Come By, written on this looper, which is how I'm going to play it now. It's the one track that even as I'm playing this, I don't know what it's going to be. It's like the last track I've left to produce. So I have these little ideas, but now that I don't have a looper holding me to what I have to do, like, it's kind of like anything goes for the song. So, all right, here we go. How has the mailman still not come by? Oh, he's fast. There we go. Okay.
Oh, oh, oh. How has the mailman still not come by? Did he cross the side and hope to die? Basketball hoops, Susie never wants to play, but she did say she saw him and she wouldn't lie. I got a letter he better deliver. Left past the sidewalk, chalk and up the river. Where are all the people? Buzzards on the steeple. If you're feeling it somewhere down deep, then he's a keeper. Now, has the mailman still not come by? Did he cross the side and hope to die? Basketball hoops, Susie never wants to play, but she did say she saw him and she wouldn't lie, 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 lie. How funky can we get? How funky can we get? How funky can we get? Can we get? Can we get? How funky can we get? How funky can we get? Only in my neighborhood. Only in my neighborhood. Only in my neighborhood. Only in my neighborhood. Oh yeah, only in my neighborhood. She's knocking off the bed up when she's knocking on wood. And Susie coming, Susie goes, Susie coming. I never really know when I jump forward, I jump back like a fist full of fun tack. And there we were running on the playground swings with Jolene and Mac. And she stepped on a crack and I think she broke her mama's back. I guess we're going home. Got a letter he better deliver. Cause Johnny kissed Susie and maybe I'll forgive her. Cause I don't like him neither. I'll ask him when I see her. If she's feeling it somewhere down deep, then he's a keeper. How has the mailman still not come by? Did he cross his heart and hope to die? Basketball hoops, Susie never wants to play, but she did say she saw him and she wouldn't lie. How has the mailman still not come by? Did he cross his heart and hope to die? Basketball hoops, Susie never wants to play, but she did say she saw him and she wouldn't lie. How has the mailman still not come by? Did he cross his heart and hope to die? Basketball hoops, Susie never wants to play, but she did say she saw him and she wouldn't lie.
Hello.
That is so cool.
Did it all come through?
It did. It came out
Awesome.
beautiful. That was
Yay.
fantastic.
Thank
It looks like you were
you.
like casting spells. It was beautiful.
And I thought, I hope I'm not waking my daughter up, but I think we're good.
No, I mean, honestly, like, not only is there this awesome, songwriting and the melodies and the lyrics, but then your voice is awesome. Like, it just comes through and it has that
Thank
like
you.
old school jazzy aspect to it as well. I mean, it's just great.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Philip. I always want to call you Phil. Do people say Phil or Philip?
I've been both my whole life. I
Okay.
just, it's Philip is more like if someone were to ask me, but I like both. I don't have a strong preference either way.
Gotcha.
A lot of times, actually, it's always been first name. If they go with Phil, it's always Phil Reese. Like it's always been like as if it was like one
Close.
thing. Yeah.
Got
They're
it.
like, oh, where's Phil Reese? And it's like, I don't know. Philip just is, I guess, more what I've enjoyed.
Got it.
But
Philip.
either's fine.
Cool.
Um,
Noted.
but that's tremendous. So that's another track that'll be on the next album.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that's where I asked the horns section to come back because I just feel I don't know if you ever saw Janelle Monáe's video like the tightrope and the kids are doing the like I want this like they're like doing jump rope and then like
Sure.
I just want this fun like I feel like there's horns, there's the claps, there's like I don't think there's never been keys on this song. I'm like, are there keys? I don't know. I kind of like that
It has
it's
this
percussive.
what was it? Black Horse and the Cherry Tree, KT Tunstall
Oh,
feel
yeah, I
to it.
remember
It
that,
kind of
yeah.
has that to it. It's in my opinion better,
Yeah.
but like it's one of those things where it's like I can see where you're sticking with this element of the tone, but
Yeah.
I think the other place where you're going to is maybe there's a moment that it really just takes off and there's horns and drums and all this other
Yeah.
stuff and then it comes back down again.
I'll have to play with it and see. Well,
Yeah, I could see it where it would have that like cathartic moment of just maybe the mailman finally arrived.
maybe he finally comes by. And that's how it started, by the way. I was mad that that my letter was still in the mailbox. The mailman never came. I said, I'm gonna write a song about it.
That's fantastic. Okay, let's finish on that note, and then we'll promote things. There was a
Cool.
note I had here from somewhere that said, and again, I kind of find this is a little bit more conceptual than specific, but you would often write a song when the real world was bringing you rejections. And again, these must be words that I found specifically. That's not how I would word something. So there must have been something in my research where when the world was giving you rejections, you started to turn to like work through it through writing a song. And one even there, like this mailman not picking up a letter. But I don't know if there was a specific element there, but I don't know. It's just something I kind of had in my notes there that I didn't know if you had a story connected to that or something you could share.
So wait, so rejections. Wait, but you said I said this, or it was just
Yeah,
like,
yeah. This is just
oh,
something that I must have found somewhere in
yeah.
either in prior interview or something
You
where
know, yeah. So when I feel it's funny because I don't remember saying that, but I can imagine that being like in my late 20s or something
yeah.
because I felt that I felt rejected from the world then, and I don't feel that anymore. So I guess
Yeah,
the story is that that I've grown from that, and
it
I
looks
feel
like it
like
would have been right around when you either went to Colorado or were there.
I mean
Yeah.
my switch. Not to get too into it, my switch to go to school was for multiple reasons. One, that I wanted to help people and like really get into that, but one was probably fueled a little bit from that feeling of rejection.
Sure.
But I think I was exploring my sound and whatever. It's like I don't write like that at all anymore. In fact, I don't even pull from my own life lately.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the last song I just wrote, which isn't on the album, yes, but the mailman song, like it was inspired by the mailman not coming, but I just made up shit
Sure.
that sounded fun and like, and I like to think of like, I like to make up stories. Like I'm not one to even think it has to be about my life. So
Right.
that's
No,
so
that's
funny.
yeah. I mean, just like an author of a piece of fiction. You know, they're
Yeah.
creative, like creating a whole other world of something that isn't necessarily.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're in there, but it's like you're using your
Right.
imagination to come up with things.
Right.
That's very cool. And then one other question: did you do Musicians Without Borders?
I haven't done that, but it's one of my goals, like my bucket list things in life.
Cool.
I like one day I follow their newsletters and I just think they do incredible things. Like talk about music that heals and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there must have been something in the notes there too. You must have shared that in a previous one. But there we go. I love putting these out there. Let's get that to happen.
Yes. One day. Like who knows? It might not be till I'm like retired and but like at some point I will do that.
Absolutely. So let's bring up your website so we can promote some things. We love slinging merch and also promoting the shows. So let me bring up liamenaker.com and then start sharing. And then, so tell us, we kind of laid out the timeline of things, but let's look at the shows. We've got some stuff here. Tell us about these, like the FIFA Fan Festival. And
Oh, I'm so excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because, like, I mean, it's at a really convenient time, Tuesday at 3 p.m. So probably nobody can
Listen,
come.
there are
but-
people taking time off for this. This is a special thing.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, that'll just be a 30-minute set at
Mhm.
3 o'clock with a trio. So me, Ami Yaris on guitar, and Alex Delcourt on bass. And believe it or not, we are still waiting for some details on that. So they're a little slow. But we'll be doing a bunch of originals between
Yeah.
the two of us.
And then do you have a show at Eagle View on the 30th of June?
Yes, is that not in there?
It's not here, but it might be somewhere else. I just happen to
Oh.
have it down. So I had to have
should
pulled
add
it from
it.
somewhere on your.
Yeah, but I should add that. June 30th.
That's a
in
very cool
Exton.
venue. It's such a neat thing that they do there.
I'm excited. I've never been. I'm excited to see
Oh,
it.
it's very cool.
Yeah.
It's very,
So
very cool.
Josh Steingard will join me on drums, and I think it'll just be me, him, and bass. So keys, bass, and drums.
Nice. Then this July 16th show, Concerts in the Park.
Yep, that's a township show for Springfield Township. So it's like the Chestnut Hill area. We'll be outside playing in that park there.
Nice. And then there's a couple other things too. That Robin and Beth Fest on August 1st.
Yeah, so the whole festival starts the 30th of July, but we're on August 1st, and I don't have the exact time in front of me, but
And then Doylestown Arts Festival. That's another very cool thing. We often go down for that.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
probably see you there.
yeah, we did that last year. That'll be another trio show. The news is all old. I gotta update that.
All right, let's move over here. And then we always love doing this. We're gonna share this tab. We'll go to the merch tab.
Oh yeah, get it while it's still around, because there should be much new merch coming, and there's only the tees are kind of running low, but
Yeah, you gotta get this. Limited
yeah,
edition.
limited edition. Yeah.
Nice. And then, like we talked about, you have the album release show in October.
Yeah, well, so I have the album release show in October on hopefully the date of the album release, October 5th at Sleepwalk in Brooklyn.
Nice.
But then the Philly release, which will be like a little bit of a bigger show, is at Johnny Brenda's on November 11th. And that will
that down.
I'm sorry, November 8th.
11,
November
8th.
8th with Koof Knots and Christina Lease will be playing.
Wonderful.
Which I'm so excited to hear them. And then one of my faves, Brittany Ann Trambaugh,
yes.
opening solo.
Both big friends of the show. They've both been on before. They've both been part of Listen to the Dissonance, our mental health show. They've both been on that lineup before. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that sounds lovely. I think I just know what I'm going to do on November 8th. I got to come down to your album release show.
That'd be awesome.
Which I would have wanted to do anyway, but now when
Yeah.
Cuff and Christine and Brittany are on there, it's like a no-brainer.
Yay.
But yeah, so thank you again for coming on for 2 different episodes.
My
This was
pleasure.
so fun, and I'm glad we were able to get back around to telling your story. After the credits roll, we're gonna, like I said, play this brand new live version that you have on your channel for the song "These Dog Days," which is going to be on the album. It's the next single that'll release, but this is a very cool live version of you and the band playing it on like some sort of like sofa session or something like that. Yeah.
Futon session.
Futon, that's what it is. Yeah. So what else can you share about that whole experience and the track, so that you could give it kind of like a nice setup?
Yep, that was really fun. The song was written as a part of the WXPN 24-hour
That's right.
songwriting challenge. That
Mhm.
was the first one they did, I believe, 2 years ago. And summer was the theme. And it's Ami Yaris on guitar, Alex Delcourt on bass, and Josh Steingard on drums. That's basically my band.
Yep.
And Josh had like just joined us as our drummer. So
That's
and
fun.
he's like a human metronome. So but it was
That's what you want in a drummer for sure.
yeah, it was a blast. I was so glad he had us on, and follow his YouTube, the Futon Sessions YouTube channel, because it's he does some great.
Yeah, it's like a Philly-based
there.
artist thing, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, I had not seen it ever before, so I learned about it through this, and big fan now. I'm going to
He
go
actually
check
found
out
me
more
at
of it.
he was at Music Fest too. I think that's
Oh,
how I
fun.
met him. Yeah. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, Leah, thank you so much for coming on the show, and best of luck with all these releases. I can't wait to see it all kind of drip right out there.
Thank you so much. I'm a big fan of you, Philip, and of Next favorite band, and also of Galen. So
Yes,
Yeah,
for sure.
happy.
Thank you so much. This was wonderful.
Yes, ditto.
So there you have Lia Menaker. Super thrilled with the opportunity to bring her back on because we had such a cool conversation the first time, and then we needed to be able to still get to her story, and great story that it is. And so hopefully everybody enjoyed that. And then, like I said, we're going to get to one more track there, but definitely put down those dates to make sure that you can see them play live at any of those different ones. But I'm sure the album release shows either the October one in New York City or the November one in Philly. You're going to want to not miss that. I can guarantee you.
All right, Phil, let's say goodbye to everybody.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Your Next Favorite Band. We'd like to sincerely thank Lia Menaker for coming back for part 2, to be able to kind of share her full backstory, her inspirations, how she found music, obviously at a very, very young age. She seemed to be just destined for it, and drawn to things like the keys and the singing and the melodies, and just, stunning music, and just such a fun time to be able to chat and love all of the tangents. Those are my favorite parts, to be quite honest with you. There will be links in the show notes to all of these different aspects that we touched on, whether it's the website, the place to find the music on either Spotify or YouTube, and then even the prior episode. Hopefully you'll if this is your first one that you're checking out, you'll go back and check out the first part that we did together, and give Lia a follow, a subscribe, all that good stuff on all those different platforms. You're not going to regret it. And you're going to want to go see the shows once they start to announce and become tickets available. As always, our hope here is to bring you your next favorite band. If you tuned in tonight because you already knew Lia, thank you very much. We hope you like what you heard and what you saw, that you might give us a like, a subscribe, and a follow so that we can bring you your next favorite band in a coming week. Or your next favorite band might already be out there. All of our prior episodes, like we said, this is our 4-year anniversary. Can't believe it. The prior episodes, over 200 of them, are out there on nextfaveband.com and on our YouTube channel at nextfaveband. Give us a message. We can help you find your next favorite band episode, curate that for you. We'd love to do it. Hope to see you at a live show soon. It's almost July here. Got some great episodes coming up, and obviously all the pre-Music Fest content. But here's one more track from Lia. Here is These Dog Days by Lia Menaker.